Hello, hello, and howdy, champions of Massive Leverage System. I am so excited that you're spending your Monday, September 27th, 2021, with us. As you know, we have our weekly State of the Union, as we are tonight, where we learn so much from our founder, visionary, and coach. But before we get started, let me just introduce myself. I am Leandra Hammond, totally excited to be here with you. I'm your host this evening, and I just want to make sure that you great champions out there that you can hear me. Jenny Moore, hello, she says to the MLS family, ATL in the house. Hey there, Queen Asada, beautiful to have you. Can you guys hear me tonight? And if you can you put in the word success? Success. If you can hear me, put in the word success. All righty. Thank you. Soulful Chicago Book Fair in the house. Wonderful to have you all. All righty, Janice, we see you. Fred, hey, howdy do. Well, let's go ahead and get started. I'm so happy, like I said, to be here in the house. Yvette, we see you. Carol, howdy. Gina, welcome. Crypto fam, welcome. You guys, we're so happy that you're here with us tonight. What an absolute delight. Well, folks, before we get started, I want to go ahead and put on the intro so that we can bring this show right on in the most proper way. All righty, we're going to go ahead and hear hey, Brian, we're going to get started with the intro.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another MLS Experience. You have the ability to experience MLS through our members, our weekly live events, and our social media sites. This is our MLS State of the Union. We have this event every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, this event is where we spend time collaborating with our members and our guests. We share corporate updates, recognition, and there's always some golden nuggets being shared from our founder and visionary, Mr. Darry Perkinson, or one of our leaders.
Disclaimer: we are not licensed financial advisors. This information is for educational purposes only. Anything heard on this broadcast is not intended to be a substitute for you obtaining accounting, tax, and financial advice from a licensed professional. Beware of scammers. We will never comment, inbox, or email you requesting you to send Bitcoin to receive Bitcoin, or any coin for that matter.
Now, if you are live on our Facebook page or on our YouTube page, do me a favor. In the comments, go ahead and say hello. Tell us where you're tuning in from, your city, your state, even your country. We have members and guests all over the world. If you are a guest, let us know who invited you. You know, how did you get the invitation? Who texted you? Where did you see it? Was it posted on someone's Facebook wall or on their YouTube channel? Go ahead and say who invited you, okay? And then, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this broadcast on replay or repeat, let us know that too in the comments as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't keep this information secret. Please share. And once again, thank you for joining our broadcast. Enjoy our MLS song, and we will be back in about 2 minutes.
Cryptocurrency, changing how the world does business. Ask MLS system how to get in on this. Send money around the world almost free. We don't need a bank's permission, you see. Tell your friends about MLS system. Here to raise our financial wisdom.
spreading like a wildfire all over the world. Don't get left out, learn what it's all about. From just pennies to thousands of dollars, Bitcoin grew a worldwide currency. Only if you knew well, MLS system is making it happen. Open your account and get tapped in. Digital currency is an emerging technology, a way to up your financial psychology. It's money you can spend. Let it grow exponentially before you dip in. It's called cryptocurrency. 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 Changing how the world does business. Just make sure you get in on this. Sending money around the world almost free. We don't need a bank for a mission, you see. Tell your friends about MLS system. Here to raise our financial wisdom. Countries around the world are jumping in, creating ways to ride the trend. Businesses lining up to accept Bitcoin. Soon every store will join. Call MLS system to get your coins. Get in the mix, learn the tricks. Bitcoins are facing the dirt 20 to 1. Call MLS system to have some fun. Cryptocurrency, changing how the world does business.
Now, wasn't that powerful? Love, love, love the song. All this financial success. Wow. Well, Kim, Yvette, Brian, Janice. Hey, Fred, let's rock. Vanessa, good to see you all. We're very excited. Let me just say this to you folks. You might just want to stay to the very end. We might have a little surprise. And folks, I know you guys see our great leader, Pam, over there. We know that we want to send shout outs and nothing but good energy, fantastic vibes, and nothing but love. We're looking forward to having you back soon, Queen. Thank you so much. All right, everybody. So listen, our company, Massive Leverage System. If you didn't know, for those guests that are out there, you see MLS all over the internet, all over social media, and people are making money. Well, what does MLS stand for? Massive Leverage System. It was built on the 5 pillars of wealth. And while this is not a presentation, this is our State of the Union. It is good to just kind of go over what those pillars of wealth are. Number 1, create cash flow. Number 2, acquire precious metals. Number 3, invite infinite banking. Number 4, learning to trade. You're in the right place. And number 5, acquiring wealth. So how do we do that? How do we attain those things? Well, we offer financial wealth courses. And so this platform, Massive Leverage System, folks, it's all about financial education so that we can be free. So who helps us to be free? Well, none other than our founder, our visionary, our leader and coach, Mr. Darry Wallstreet Perkinson. And I say Mr. Wallstreet because we affectionately use that term to him, because he went from welfare to millionaire. And more importantly, folks, he didn't just do it for himself. He did it not just for his family, but he came back for you and for me to teach us the lessons of wealth. So I would like to introduce no one else other than Mr. Darry Wallstreet Perkinson. Take it away, sir.
All right. Hello, everybody. I appreciate you, Leandra. Thank you so much for sharing and getting things squared away. Guys, let me say a little bit about today, this week, what's been going on. A lot of things been happening, and I am so proud of a lot of you that are reaching back, trying to reach to more people to give them the information they need to start learning how to become financially free. There's a lot of people that are in this COVID society that we're in right now. Just think about it. You know, we've been doing this right now for about, I don't know, 2 years now. And there's a lot of people out there in the world that it's, you know, they lost income, they lost their jobs. You know, they're trying to figure out how to pay for school, how to pay for their rent, their mortgages, how to pay. You know, you look at the biggest bill you have, your biggest concern is where you lay your head, right? Your biggest concern. Where do I lay my head? Is it paid for? How can I get to a point where everything is paid for? In this society today, it is very possible for you to be financially free. It is very possible for you to pay off your home. It is very possible for you to pay off your vehicles. If you put together some training, you know, and start learning what we teach you to do, it's very possible for you to do this, right? No longer are the days of working at a job for 20, 30, 40 years, and hopefully you get a retirement. As very few people are doing it today, guys. Very few people are at a job for 20, 30 years. I remember my last day working with SunTrust Bank back in the day, 2007. I was there for about 7 years. And right before our department got let go, and I was the first one in my department to let go because I actually asked to be let go. But before that, it was about maybe, let's say about a month or two before that, there was a gentleman there that was working there for 28 years, 28 years, and they let him go. I was just watching a show the other day with a famous actor, and he was actually traveling on an airplane, and his job was to go to different companies and let people go. That was his job. And, you know, you can see the emotion that people was having about being let go, not really being prepared to be let go. And that's what our whole club is about. How do you get prepared to be let go, or the day that you want to let them go, right? How do you get prepared for that? And within our company, within what we're doing in our club, you don't have to sell anything. You just invite people to join our club and see what's happening, to learn about the way we move cash flow around, the way we move into the crypto space, the way we get in our education. Our education is so powerful, guys, that if you take advantage of the education, one day, very soon, it don't take 10 years, 15 years, 20 years to do this, what we're teaching you to do. You could do it in 2 years. You could do it in 3 years. Some of you are going to be able to do it in 1 year. It all depends on where your headspace is and the cash flow that you have and the education that you're going to dive into to get you to that point, right? I know some people right now are looking about, you know, I want to get into trading. I really want to get into trading, Wall Street. This is, I can feel it. I see this is happening. So I'm going to share my screen with you right now. One of my screens. I'm going to share my screen with you. This is my actual trading profile. This is what I use to trade on every single day. This is my setup. This is literally my setup. This is how I look at my screens, okay? So the screen on the left is what I call a weekly chart. It's a weekly. So these bars represent one whole week. And as you can see, what happened from here, way on the side over here, how we just start trending and up and up. We made a lot of money. Made a lot of money in 2020. A lot of money in 2020. A lot of money was made in 2021. And then we start coming back down. And now we're bouncing off this level when we're coming back up. And now we come back down to chase this level again. But we made a lot of money in this scenario. And you could be making this type of money as well. Okay. This is a weekly bar. And over here on your right-hand side, from the top to bottom, I got 3 charts there. This is a 60-minute chart. That's a 4-hour chart, 240 minutes. And then this is a daily chart. Okay. And you can just see this all wraps up into this weekly chart, right? But the beautiful thing is, guys, is that it gives the marketplace gives us opportunity to make money, to make cash flow. Now, Bitcoin, I gotta love it. I gotta love America. I gotta love what they said. Bitcoin is not money. Bitcoin is not money, but you can buy homes with it. You can buy cars with it. You can swell up your different bank accounts by, using DeFi or selling some Bitcoin, right? No one has to know how much Bitcoin you have. Whatever's happening in the media, you don't have to follow what they're doing. Okay, let me rephrase that to everybody out there. Just because these companies are promoting to get Bitcoin from them, keep your Bitcoin on their storage places, is not what you're supposed to do. That's not what you're supposed to do. Bitcoin has always been a private institution. In other words, the institution of you. Bitcoin was created for the individual, not for the major companies. It was not created for the major companies. It was a fight when they created Bitcoin, when the phenomenon, Satoshi Sakamoto, what he said or what they said was that this was a fight against them. So Bitcoin was always meant for the people, not meant for the institutions. If you remember 3-4 years ago, no one talked about Bitcoin. The institutions always called it a scam. Now JP Morgan, all us, we got slides to show you all that good stuff, right? But a lot of people don't understand that what they're seeing now is that all these institutions are involved and they're trying to get you to get your money and keep your Bitcoin on their servers. You don't want that. Your Bitcoin is supposed to be private, supposed to be on your own cold wallet. You got it? It's supposed to be on your own cold storage space so that you don't have to worry about who's trying to tag in and how much money. See, they want to see how much money you have in. What are you doing with your Bitcoin? What are you buying with it? That's none of their business. And you gotta take back control. The whole idea of Bitcoin, the crypto space, was really to take back control of our own finances. People says, well, what's the bank there for? The bank was there because it needed to be there previously to this. But as Bitcoin and other cryptos are coming into the space right now, what is the real need for a bank? There is no real need for a bank. You don't have to use a bank to purchase a house or a car. They got some dealerships right now, like you could buy your car with Bitcoin. You could buy your house with Bitcoin. You could do person-to-person sell with Bitcoin. As long as you guys come to an agreement what the price is, you can do that straight through Bitcoin. You can't do that with a mortgage company because that's the banking system. They're not there yet, but eventually they will get there. So let's talk a little bit about trading right now, because this is my new goal. This is the goal I'm trying to get you to understand. So let's talk about trading. Trading is and will always be an individual way for you to create cash flow way beyond your dreams. You can also lose all of your cash flow. So it's got a double-edged sword to it, right? But if you start to learn the skills that it takes in trading, it could be it can have a very potential reward that's tremendous. If you guys remember last December, right? I think on the 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, I made like $90,000 in 4 days. In 4 days, 90,000. And the beautiful thing about that is you can do it too. This is the only place in the trading atmosphere. It is the only place that you can get into a room and we all can make money at the same time. At the same time. Now, if you have the cash flow, you can make more money than the instructor. You can make more money than the person, that's sitting right next to you. It's absolutely possible. You can lose your money doing the exact same trade if you pull out too early, because trade is not over yet, right? You had a potential of making 100,000, but you only made 10,000. The reason, because people pull out too fast. Okay. So let's talk about trading. What you see on my screen right now is what you'll learn in our back office. This is what you'll learn. This is my setup. Okay. Notice that there's not a whole lot of stuff on my screen. I have basically 3 moving averages, 2 indicators, really only use 1 indicator. And pretty much I always use price action. Most of the time, I don't even use these indicators at the bottom. I use price action. That is my forte to my trading. That is my forte. Price action is the key to me, but that's a hard thing to learn. Price action is a skill set that if you take an average of 10,000 traders, 10,000, you might find 100 people out of 10,000 that will understand price action, that will understand an entry point, right? Most of them will have so much stuff on their screens and these wings and all these other things on your charts, and you still are lost and don't even know where to press the button to actually enter into a trade. So these things are absolutely true when it comes to trading. But I keep my trades very simple. Okay. Now this is what we call my wealth building setup. This is my wealth building setup. Then I get to a point where I go to my swing trade setup. Now my swing trade setup is when I got a shorter time period, 4 hours. And then you see on the big chart, 4 hours. And then these small charts, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and 60 minutes. These are my swing trade. I might be in a trade 2 to 3 days with this. That's what I do. And then I go to my scalping. And just so you understand what scalping means, scalping represents fast trades. This is a 60-minute chart. The big chart is 60 minutes, 1, 5, and 15. A 1-minute chart, 5-minute chart, and a 15-minute chart. And I call this the ATM approach. ATM, what does that mean? I'm going, you go to the ATM and you might only need $20 or $50 or $100. Well, that's what I'm doing on this chart. If I'm going in, and the cool thing about trading in crypto is that it's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's never closed. So if I feel like right now, this moment, I say, hey, man, let's get in here. Let's do some trading right now. And then we'll get on the screen and we'll just start trading and see what we can get out the market. We're going to do some ATM. And then we're going to do, if it gives a signal, we're going to go ahead and do a swing trade. And then when we catch a trend, which is our wealth building trade, for example, let me just go back to that. Our wealth building trades is we call right here, the weekly charts, right? 64 hours daily. We find one of these trends like this. Oh my goodness. What you're not in for. Remember, each one of these bars is a week. So that's a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, 9, 10, 11, 12 weeks right there. 12 weeks, 13, 14, right? Still holding, but pulling some profits off. You see that? Bam. Look down here. This is this chart right here. You were here about, about 7, 8 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago. He was talking about this level. I would step in and buy a little bit. Remember, I kept saying that. I step in and buy a little bit. I step in and buy a little bit. I can't tell you to buy. I said, I step in and buy a little bit. Then it came down again. I said, I'm step in and buy a little bit. Every week I was saying that. Got down here again. Every week. I step in and buy a little. I don't know. It could go low. But right now, I stick my toe in. Y'all heard me say that. And look what happened. Look at this nice move up. Beautiful, beautiful. See, I can't tell you what to buy. I can't tell you when to buy because I'm not your financial advisor. I can only tell you what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing, right? So the cool thing about that, though, if you're in this trade room, if you're in there with me, this is what I'm about to do. I'm telling you what I'm about to do before I do it. That's the beauty of it. It's not a guarantee that you're going to make money. No, it's not. Nobody can guarantee you that you're going to make some money. But you don't have to go all in when we do go in and get a little bit. Now, what do I mean by that? So let me show you this little thing up here. This right here is called our trade palette, right here. Okay. This little trade palette right here represents 0.05 Bitcoin. That's a micro lot. I can go down to 0.01. That's the smallest fractional, basically what I can buy, 0.01 Bitcoin. Okay, I can use that little bit of cash flow and purchase it and make about 1,000 bits. It says, wait a minute, what's a bits? Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing for a moment. So I'm gonna bring you to another screen. All right, let me stop sharing. Let me bring you to another screen now. And this is gonna be talking about bits. Okay, let's talk about bits. All right, so the cool thing about bits, all right, it's called bitsusd.com. Now you have this part of your training in the back office. It's all part of your training in the back office. So we got bits, we got micro bits, you got Satoshis, you got Bitcoin, you got dollars, right? So here we got bits. So if I make 1,000 bits on a trade, right now, this very moment, what is 1,000 bits on a trade? It's about $42.27, 28 cents. Okay, $42.27. So if I go in and we just hit it and we get what they call an ATM trade, we make 1,000 bits. You just made $42. All right. And our goal is to make about 5 of those trades to 10 trades a day. So we get 5,000 bits. 5,000 bits is about $211 at this very moment because Bitcoin is down. Those same 1,000 bits when Bitcoin is up can easily be $500, $800, $1,000. Okay, but right now Bitcoin is trading around $42,260, 240 bucks. Okay, so 5,000 bits at this very moment is $211. We could do this all day. That's 5 trades that we might be in a trade, maybe 30 minutes, sometimes 2 hours, right? And that's just risking very little bit of money. Now, I can't tell you how much money to put into a trade. That all depends on you. So if you say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna trade instead of 0.01, I'm gonna trade 0.20 bits, right? 0.20, and then I might make between 15,000 to 20,000 bits in those same trades. Instead of making 1,000 to 5,000 bits, I'm making 15 to 20,000 bits. What's 15,000 bits at this very moment is worth $634. You see that? 20,000 bits, because I got more money on the same trade. We're doing exact same trades. You just got more money on the trade. And then 20,000 bits, you pull that out, that's $845. So just think about what I'm saying to you. How did I make $90,000 right in the month of December? Well, let's stop sharing for a moment. Let's do this. Let's go back and let's analyze a little bit what we're talking about. So let me share my screen. All right, I'm gonna share my screen again. I'm gonna go back to my trade. All right, and we're gonna look at our trading platform again. Now, this is December. See right here, this December right here. Right here that's January. This is December. Right here. That's the week of December. Okay. And notice the bar where it starts at down here, and it just kept going and going and going and going. So 4 days, those 4 days in there, I traded something huge. I traded not 0.20. I traded 20 lots. That's a lot of money. I traded 20 lots. So this said 20.00. That's a lot of money that I got at risk. But when the market is going up in this fashion, when it's trending like this is what they call the mortgage play. Don't put your mortgage in, but it's called a mortgage play. That means you all in. Risk is on. Risk is on. When risk is on, we are going to get the run. And that run in those 4 days gave me 90, almost hit $100,000. You got it? Almost hit 100,000. Probably could have hit 100,000. I just said, okay, I got enough. Let me pull this off. I pulled it off. I pulled it out. And I sent it where? Where did I send it? You think I sent my Bitcoin to an institution? Or you think I sent my Bitcoin to my Trezor device? I sent my Bitcoin to my Trezor device because that's private. It's none of their business. No one needs to know how much money you're making. Nobody needs to know what you're doing, right? So guys, let me stop sharing now. And I want to say this to you because the way that this economy is going right now, let me stop sharing this. The way that the economy is going right now, there's so many people are lost financially. And the reason that people are lost financially is because they're not looking to the other side of money, the other side of cash flow. People only see dollars, and that's an issue. The dollars is so beaten down in our economy that, you know, a lot of you that's listening to me right now, you all you see is dollars. I got to make these dollars. I got to get these dollars. I got to get these dollars. And you don't see the other side. You what I call hoodwinked. You only see that side of it. I love the comment you just said. Whoever said it, stocks versus sneakers. Like sneakers is a real portfolio for people. Like they literally are buying stacks of tennis shoes as though that is a commodity, which it is, because if people are going to buy them, people buy them and people sell them and it becomes an economy for them. But you can't, once you sell it, there is no more value there, right? It's nothing there. Once it's gone, it's gone. And so it doesn't keep increasing in value. It could, I guess, I don't know. But some folks, they see value in it. Tennis shoes. Some folks see value in jerseys. Some folks see value in, the little cards. The baseball cards and the rookie cards and all those different things for every sporting event, if you can find people to do it. But when it comes to cash flow, see, the goal is cash flow. How do you find and how do you build cash flow? So I cannot take my tennis shoe, throw it on the stock exchange, and create cash flow from it over and over and over again. Because once somebody buys that pair of tennis shoes, it's gone forever. But I can take a Bitcoin. I could take a $1,500 worth of Bitcoin or $2,000 worth of Bitcoin. I could throw it into a trade account. I could use that asset to produce more cash flow, more Bitcoin with it, move that Bitcoin off the exchange and put it right into my Trezor, or throw it right into DeFi and get a loan from it to pay off the vehicle, to pay off the cars, to pay off the credit cards, right? So I can keep doing this, repeat. I can repeat again, repeat again, the same $1,500, $2,000 worth of Bitcoin, and keep repeating the same trades and keep pulling money off. Keep pulling money off. Take that asset to produce more cash flow. Take that asset, produce more cash flow. Take that asset, produce more cash flow. And do that until the day I die. How long I've been trading? Since 2005. So right now it's about 16 years. I just turned 60. I can trade until my 70s. I can trade into my 80s. Hopefully I live into my 90s. Hopefully I live into 100. I don't know. Just saying. Me and God got this thing about, 99. I got this big old idea about 99 years old. But think about it. As long as I got a finger or my mind is clear, I can put trades on. It is the only institution that allows me, no matter what my color, no matter when I came out of prison, no matter what I've done in my past, I can get in here and produce cash flow for the rest of my life without inviting a single soul. That's beautiful. That's independence. Some folks, all they want to do is trade. Some people trade all night long. You don't need to do that. I don't want to be a day trader. You don't have to be a day trader. And when they say day trader, I'm assuming they are saying they don't want to be a scalper. They don't have to be a scalper. You can swing trade. You got wealth building trades. You can put trades on. For example, this trade right here, that's on right here, could still be on right now. That trade I put on down here could still be on right now. This trade right here could still be on right now. And all that would be making money. Even though it came down a little bit, it's still going to turn and go back up and may even go back to the brand new highs, right? Which is 64,884. All right, let's talk about the future. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XDC, Dash, Monero, all these coins can be transferred back into BTC, Bitcoin. All these coins, all the BTC can be converted into any coin you want, and then converted back when you through using that coin to produce that cash flow. Just remember that your coin, just because you own some altcoin, alt token, doesn't mean that you got to keep it in that alt token, right? If you're making a good profit, when do you start pulling some funds off that good profit and convert it back into crypto, into Bitcoin itself? That's your choice, right? You may never want to do it. You may want to keep it the way it is. Some folks that did that in XLM is making a lot of money. Some folks did that in XRP is making a lot of money, right? Some of those coins that were less than a penny are now worth, 15 cents, 18 cents, 22 cents, right? Worth $1. Those coins, if you had got it when it was a fraction of a penny, those things are worth, hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on how much you have, right? So, but this is a case that you got to figure out what you want to do. All right, let's talk about the future of Bitcoin real quick, and what do I see happening right now? So the idea was that Bitcoin was going to hit 100,000 by December. Do I believe it's going to do that now? The answer to that question is no, I do not believe that's going to happen. The way that they're trying to keep it low, it's possible, but I don't believe it's going to happen now. I believe it's going to be somewhere around 60, 70, 80,000. We may get to 100, but I don't see it getting there. And if it does hit it, it's going to come back down so quick that if you do have any ideas that it's going to hit that high and you got any kind of conviction, I would be prepared to pull some off very quickly once it does hit $100,000, right? So for example, if you got, 4, 5, 10 Bitcoin, take off one Bitcoin and at 100,000, and then use that to pay off some of your debt, get out of debt, right? The goal is to get out of debt, pay off the house, cars, whatever you got to do, pay down the credit cards, get your insurance policy squared away, throw that in there, right? And then when it does pull back down, then go back in and start buying some more Bitcoin again, right? If that makes sense, that's what, you know, should definitely do that. If it does hit 100,000, if you got more than one, I would take something off. I just wouldn't let it just, it hit 100,000, came all the way back down to 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. I don't know. I would take some off, right? Because that is going to give you the leverage that you can go ahead and use that fiat money now to start paying off this other stuff, that debt that you currently have. Because once you eliminate the debt, that's what you call the freedom. You have the freedom now. Okay. Freedom is there if you want it. Now, let's talk about assets, because a lot of you are confused about assets. You got your own ideas about money. And it's so strange when you're dealing with people and you listen to these ideas about money and how fear comes in when it comes to money. And you can hear it, you can see the actions. Even though you teach it, these folks just don't get it. And it's a shame that you don't get it. All right, so let's start the first one. So first of all, what is the most common asset that most people have? That is going to be a house. Your car is not an asset. Car is a doodad. Your house is an asset. If your house is paid off, then you definitely got an asset that will produce a lot more cash flow for you to go do something else with. When you look at your house and you can't see the bank in the house, then you are on the poor side of money. There's nowhere else I can say it. You're on the poor side of money. You can talk to any financial person and they would tell you that your asset is your house, especially if it's paid for. But the person that says your house is an asset and it's paid for and you should not use the money inside the house, then that's the wrong advice you're getting. You're on the wrong side of money. An asset is used to produce more cash flow that goes back around that will produce and acquire more assets. And if you can't get that transition, then in your mind, you will always be broke because you're not using what's there to help you create more assets that will produce more cash flow. Oh, I'm scared because that bill is about to come. Your mindset is on the wrong side. You on the poor side of money. You're on the poor side of money. And that's the reason you will always be poor, because you're on the wrong side of money. I hope that makes sense to you. It's the wrong side. The right side of that asset is, let me acquire the cash flow from that asset, use that asset to produce more assets that will produce more money. Then you could pay off that HELOC loan or whatever it is, pay it off, do what you got to do, and go get another piece of property or properties or bigger companies or whatever you got to do. You keep acquiring those different assets that will produce more cash flow. But if you lock it all down and you want somebody to go get new money for the same asset, then you're on the wrong side of money. Your mindset is poor. There's no sugar. I can't sugarcoat it. That's what it is. That's what it is. You're on the wrong side of money. If you never had $1 million legally, I'll put it that way. If you never had $1 million legally and you don't understand money, all you know how to do is work. I work hard for my entire life. Good. What has it given you? Satisfaction that you went to a job every day. But what can you do once it's all said and done? Are you able to enjoy your life? Are you able to enjoy, or are you looking to figure out another way to make more money by spending more time working and doing that stuff? The asset is right there in front of your face that will produce a lot of cash flow so you can start getting businesses running to produce more money. It's a shame, but people don't understand that. There's plenty of books on it. Plenty of books on it. We got people here that's got, 4 or 5 different properties, got HELOCs, four properties, making things happen, right? It's a way for you to beat the battle of being poor, being mediocre. You don't have to be middle class. You don't have to be the working poor. And just so we can classify what I just said, the middle class is $300,000 to $3 million. That's middle class. If you make less than 300,000, you are considered the working poor. I was listening to a show today on CNBC, and they were talking about people making 125,000 as the low end. 125,000 is the low end for taxes. Like you make less than that. It's like you are a substance of society. You don't give anything to society. You just work. For the people that make the 125, 250,000, 300,000, 500,000, $1 million, they are hiring people, which they are impacting the society. That's not me saying it. Don't think it's me. It's not me. I'm not saying. I'm talking about what I'm hearing on the news, what's out there, right? So you have to get, where do you want to be financially? Where do you see yourself in the next 2-3 years? I'm not going to say 5 years. That's too damn long. If you got a 5-year plan to make your first $1 million, that's too damn long. There's no reason it should take you 5 years to make $1 million. Not today. Now, back in the 70s, yeah, 80s, 90s, yeah, it took a long time for us Black folks to make $1 million. But the Black folks today can make $1 million in another 2 years, under 2 years. I'm talking to you. You could be a millionaire under 2 years if you put together a plan and start working the plan and stop waiting for everybody else to do the work. You need a system to start producing cash flow. I gave you that system. You need a system to start creating crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever the crypto you want. Once you get Bitcoin, once you start acquiring Bitcoin, you could get any other asset you want in the crypto space because they all want your Bitcoin. Every asset wants your Bitcoin. Every single asset out there. I don't care if it's Monero. I don't care if it's Cosmos. I don't care what it is. Whatever the token is, they all want your Bitcoin. Why is that? Why you think they willing to exchange Bitcoin for their so-called Bitcoin killer or their Ethereum killer? Why you think they want your Bitcoin to do that? Think about it. Because Bitcoin is the #1 coin. It is the #1 asset. It's growing. It's going to continue to keep growing. It's going to get bigger and bigger. It's just going to keep growing. So yeah, they want it. But once you get Bitcoin, if you want to go ahead and go get another asset, you can go do it. Go get another asset, use it for a little bit, trade it for a little bit, spot trade it. Spot trade it means you're not going to put it in the marketplace. You're just going to buy and hold. Once it goes up, do what it does. And you like what you see, then pull it off. Then convert some of it back into Bitcoin. Right? That's the beautiful thing about Bitcoin, BTC. It's beautiful. It is the only time in our history right now, I'm talking about us, the only time in our history where we have a choice on how fast we grow our cash flow, financial freedom without working a job. The only time in history. Without getting 10,000 people in MLMs. I don't have to do all that. If you do all that, you're great. You're doing good. But everybody can't do what you do. But everybody can do what I do. I could take a person from welfare to a millionaire. if they follow, if they do, if they willing to learn. Welfare to a millionaire, welfare to a millionaire, welfare to a millionaire. But the millionaire has to be inside the head. The mindset has to change. How do I know this? Because I was on welfare. I was a soldier for 20 years. I didn't see my way out. I didn't see it. It took years for me to see it, but thank God I did. And now I could take you there. I could take you there. And that's the key. That's the component you got to get. Welfare to a millionaire. I was on welfare. I pawned TVs. I pawned my car. I did all kind of stuff to try to make it. I used to work at a car wash, washing cars for tips. Did all that stuff. Working at a job at SunTrust Bank and somebody telling me, you going to do what I tell you to do, and couldn't stand it. Couldn't stand it. After 20 years in the military, somebody telling me the way they talked to me like I was nothing on the street. White privilege stepped up in that conversation. I was glad to leave. I was glad to start my own. I was glad to do the things that I wanted to do. And I became a millionaire, multi-millionaire in the process. Think about it. And you can do it too. But you don't have to go through all the trials and tribulations that I went through. All you got to do is follow the footprint. I laid it out. I got a training course back there. I got stock trading back there to get you moving. I got all these things to get you moving faster, but you don't see it. You got to change your ideas. You got to change your mindset. You got to become somebody new. For all the beautiful women out there, those looks are only going to last but so long. That's it. That's it. Are you gonna rely on your looks for the rest of your life, or are you gonna really start getting some discipline, some confidence, and building something you control for the rest of your life? See, once you have the beauty and the brain, you're unstoppable. You're unstoppable. The power and what we do in this club gives you everything you want. For the older gentlemen that's out there, the men who feel broken, I know what it feels like to be broken. I know what it feels like. Man, I can't get a break. I'm trying my best. The brothers, I'm telling you, if you can concentrate, if you can find your way to your cell phone, if you can find your way to start learning something new, you don't have to be a statistic to them. You can keep building, you can keep learning, keep growing, and you can convert your life to a whole new life in this crypto space. I'm just telling you, it's there. There's a lot of us are starting to come, but there's a lot of men that don't understand. You don't get it because you feel like you broken. The woman got to take care of you. Stop thinking that. The woman does not have to take care of you. You can be the head of the household again. We lost that. Men being the head of the household. We lost that. We got to get that back. We just need the knowledge. Once you got the knowledge, you can convert anything. You can convert it. You can change. You can walk upright and your chest out and start wearing the things that you want to wear. You don't have to showboat all your money, my brothers. You don't have to be sagging. I don't get it. You don't have to do it. But you ain't got to showboat all your money. You look at all the basketball teams that's paying people, football teams. I saw a contract the other day for $111 million. The person that's paying them $111 million is not dressed out in all that diamonds and gold and all that, right? You got You got my man Mark Cuban, billionaire, own teams, billionaire. He doesn't even do that. None of that. Billionaire. He can wear all that stuff. Doesn't do it. We don't have to showcase our fortune on our chest, on our bodies. That money, that good money that you spend on that could be used to produce more assets to do the things that you really want. But I know it. We gotta showcase. We gotta say, listen, I'm a king. I'm gonna wear my king. I'm gonna let everybody know I'm a king. But there you go. 10 years from now, 15 years from now, are you still feeling that way because that's how you first made it? Wealth is not short term. Please understand this. I want everybody to, you probably need to write this down. Wealth is not short term. Riches is short term. There's a difference between riches and wealth. Riches, somebody made $1 million, like a lot of folks do in the lottery, and they broke in 5 years or less. They had riches. Person that's wealthy is going to last for generations. Not only am I wealthy, but my children is wealthy. Because when I pass away, it goes to the next generation. It goes to the next generation. It goes to the next generation. And that education has to follow them to the next generation. You cannot make all the wealth and give no education about money. You got to teach. You got to teach that along the way. You got to give lessons. You got to give training. You got to give classes. They got to sit with you. You got to have one-on-one times. There is a custom in the Jewish faith. Jesus was a Jew. Abraham was a Jew. They didn't call them Jews back then, but it was a Jew. So what happened? How do you bring the blessings to the next generation? Every year, they sit at the oldest person's feet and they listen to the stories of how they became wealthy. And they listen to the stories on how to protect the wealth. And they listen to the stories. That's why the money goes from one generation to the next. Listen to that. You know, you heard of the two people, right? Vanderbilts and the Rothschilds. If you don't know it, go on YouTube and look it up. The Vanderbilts and the Rothschilds. What's different? Why is one of them is the richest family in the world compared to one of them that was the richest family in the world, who's no longer the richest family in the world? You understand? How do you pass on that next generation? How do they learn? So yes, we have a lot to overcome as a people, Black folks. I'm talking to the Black folks right now, right? Hispanics, Latinos, right? It's got a lot to overcome, But once we gain the knowledge of long-term wealth, it can stay with generation to generation. Long-term wealth, it could be there, and we could do it if we take our time. If we start learning, if we don't give all the kids everything they want because they don't value it. Once they start learning, do the things you want to do, you start teaching them about money. The Richest Man in Babylon is an excellent book. The Richest Man in Babylon give you the stories, vision. I know I preach it a lot, but a lot of you still don't go back and listen to it. You still don't do it. It's a shame because it is such an awesome book and audio to listen to. But I'm pretty much done. I hope that this State of the Union tonight has reached you in a way that you can see your future getting better. It gives you some time right now to sit back and just think about you and your family and where you want to take your life the next 2 years, that you could be a millionaire. You could get the millions, no doubt about it. There's no doubt in my mind that you can get the millions. Just take the time out to do it. With that being said, I'm going to turn it back over to Leandra. You guys are awesome. Have a great night, guys. Let's do it.
Thanks a lot. My gosh. Folks, did you hear the love? Did you hear the conviction? Did you hear his passion for people? Ladies and gentlemen, champions, success teammates, gain the knowledge long term, get that financial education right here with our wonderful leader, our coach, our Wallstreet, right here at Massive Leverage System, folks. So, we want to thank him so much for that journey. His information is just fantastic, right? So listen, what we said was wait around. So let's see who waited around here. Let's see. We got Pam. Thanks for waiting around. We've got Asada, Jenny. Folks, what do we have? Well, we've got a little surprise, and I want to discuss that with you. Let's see here. So we've got a pre-launch coming up. We've got a pre-launch promotion. It's going to be $99. Yes, yes, yes. $99. You heard it from me. So the annual admin fee, instead of it being 149, folks, it's just going to be $99 for all of our new members and our members that are renewing. So there's going to be no funds that are going to be paid out to members during the promotion. But look, you hear this information. Did you have enough people on the call? Did you invite anybody to hear this passion, this conviction, this I can take you there, this success, this knowledge? Who did you have here? Folks, run out, share, and then share again. So we've got this promotion. We're in pre-launch. It's only $99. Get involved. Don't just put your toe in, jump in. With that, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you all for coming. We're excited that you came. This time next week, I hope that you've invited one that invited one that invited one, right? Because Mr. Wallstreet is one that's teaching every single one of us. All righty. With that, we want to say thanks again. Look forward to seeing you next week. Good night.